They told you to work hard, keep your head down, follow the rules, play it safe, and eventually, if you were lucky, money would show up. But that's not how it works. Money doesn't care how good you are. It doesn't reward effort just because you tried. It doesn't care if you've been grinding for years. If your frequency isn't aligned, it leaves. It vanishes. It flows to someone else without hesitation. Because money doesn't respond to hard work. It responds to energy. It answers to belief. It bows to resonance. And the harder you chase it, the faster it runs. You don't get rich by pursuing it. You get rich when you become the thing it's pulled to. They said money comes from effort, from time, from sacrifice. But while you were giving up your nights and weekends, they were printing billions with the push of a button and calling you lazy for wanting more. That's the part they never told you. They trained you to obey, to earn, to wait your turn. But they never taught you how to become magnetic. They never showed you how to turn your nervous system into a field that pulls wealth without force. And that's the truth that changes everything. Once you stop chasing and start calibrating, the entire game flips. Not in months, not in years, but instantly. This isn't some feel-good idea. It's not wishful thinking. It's energetic law. Every person is broadcasting a frequency, every second of every day. And money doesn't care what you say you want. It reacts to what you truly believe. And this isn't spiritual talk. It's measurable. Your nervous system is an electromagnetic field, and that field either attracts or repels. The wealthy don't hustle harder. They're just calibrated differently. That's the part no one told you. You were trained to earn, to struggle, to exchange time for money and call it honorable. They taught you to chase, to bow, to work yourself into the ground just to survive. But nobody taught you how to attract, how to shift your internal state, how to change the signal your body is sending out. They filled your head with quotes about money being the root of all evil. Told you wanting more makes you greedy, told you sacrifice is noble and wealth is suspicious. And then they went and printed it out of thin air. No effort, no sweat, just numbers on a screen. You were told to be responsible, to be careful, to be good with money, but never how to be dangerous to poverty. You were told to save every dollar, clip coupons, to cut back. But the system was never designed to reward saving. It rewards expansion. It rewards movement. It rewards the ones who know how to play offense. And that's why you've been stuck. Because consciously, you want wealth. But subconsciously, your nervous system is in survival. And the truth is, it's not your fault. You absorbed fear from your parents, scarcity from your culture, shame from religion, doubt from school. Your body learned to associate wealth with danger, and now it quietly rejects the very thing you say you want. This is why people win the lottery and lose it all. Why athletes go broke. Why windfalls vanish. Because money only stays where it feels safe. And if your system doesn't feel safe holding it, well, it leaves. You're not cursed, you're just broadcasting the wrong signal. And the good news is, you can change that. You were never the problem. You're not unlucky. You're just running an old signal, one that was never yours to begin with. And the field? It's just doing what it always does. Responding, matching and listening. Everything is energy, every thought, every emotion, every word coming out of your mouth. It's all a signal. And that signal has a frequency. Your body isn't just physical, it's electrical, it's magnetic. It's constantly broadcasting a field, even when you're not aware of it. And that field is what money is responding to. Money doesn't show up because you're a good person, or because you really need it. It shows up when your frequency matches what wealth moves toward. So if it's not showing up, it means your signal is off. You might say you want abundance, but your body's still holding tension. Your system's still expecting loss. And that quiet expectation is louder than any affirmation. Your subconscious is the one running the show. It holds your past, your patterns, and your permission. It doesn't care what you say out loud. It responds to how safe you feel. If you feel unsafe with money, if it feels unfamiliar, fragile, or too good to be true, your system will push it away. Not because it hates you, because it's trying to protect you. But it's protecting you from something that isn't dangerous anymore. The problem is, your subconscious doesn't speak English. It speaks repetition, it speaks emotion, and it speaks right now. You can't outthink this, you have to outfrequency it. You've been taught to chase money, to go out and get it. But magnetism doesn't work that way. You don't chase, you attract. You don't force, you align. You don't hustle your way into wealth. You become a match for it. And once that match locks in, money moves fast. It shows up like it's been waiting for permission. You don't need more strategy. You need signal clarity. And the second your body feels safe holding wealth, that wealth will find you. So, if the field responds to your signal, then your identity is the transmitter. And most people are stuck broadcasting the wrong thing. They do the journaling, the visualizing, the goal setting. But underneath all that, the signal is still coated in doubt. It's still running on survival settings. And the field picks that up instantly. You've been trained to work harder, to think more positively, to override your fear with hustle. But none of that changes your identity. You can't outwork a signal your body doesn't believe. You can't repeat affirmations and expect a different life if your nervous system still expects struggle. Because identity isn't what you say when things are going well. It's who you are when nothing's happening yet. And you still choose certainty. Most people are stuck in identity lag. They're trying to force new results while carrying the same old self-concept. And the field listens to the self-concept, not the vision board. You say you want wealth, but you still flinch at the price of dinner. You still hesitate before you send the invoice. You still feel like an imposter in the room where money lives. That flinch is the signal. That hesitation is what the field responds to. And until your identity changes, nothing else can stabilize. This shift doesn't start with strategy. It starts with ownership. It starts with how you speak to yourself when no one's listening. The words "I want" carry uncertainty. "I'm trying" carries hesitation. "I am" is final. This is the daily work, not the tasks on your calendar, the lines you install in your system until your nervous system stops bracing. You say it before the deal. You say it when your account is low. You say it when the old pattern tries to pull you back. I am safe with wealth. I am trusted with abundance. I am the kind of person who lets abundance feel normal. You don't say it to make it true. You say it until it becomes the only truth your body accepts. Until it becomes muscle memory, until it becomes your tone, even in silence. Because the field doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your tone. Once you stop chasing and start embodying, your identity tells the field what to do next. And when the identity becomes unshakable, wealth has no choice but to respond. You've spent years becoming the version of you that could finally receive. You've shifted your identity. You've stopped speaking like someone who's chasing. You've started moving like someone who already holds it. But now comes the hard part, the part no one talks about, letting go of the things and the people your new frequency can't carry, because your signal might be clean. But if you keep yourself plugged into environments that broadcast chaos, your field gets scrambled. You can't keep calibrating to abundance while entertaining the same energy that kept you in lack. And you already know who or what I'm talking about. You feel it every time you answer that message out of obligation. Every time you listen to someone complain about their life, but never change it. Every time you hold back just to avoid making someone else uncomfortable. That's the cord. And it has to go. If you wouldn't give someone your bank login, why are you letting them sit in your nervous system? You can't keep saying you want abundance while making space for people who leak your energy. You can't keep performing clarity while soaking in confusion. You can't keep doing the rituals while dragging around the same emotional anchors. This is the part where the old self starts to burn off. The version that needed to be liked, that over-explained, that kept friends around just to not feel alone in the climb. Let it go. Because no matter how much work you've done internally, if you keep wiring yourself to low-frequency connections, it slows the entire field down. This isn't about cutting people off emotionally. It's about removing their access to your signal, to your plans, to your vision. Not because you're better, but because you're finally being honest about what you're building. You don't need a dramatic exit. You don't need to post about it. You don't owe anyone a long conversation. But you do owe yourself alignment. And alignment doesn't bend just to keep the peace. If something pulls you into doubt, if someone brings you back into your old frequency, if the room doesn't reflect the version of you you've worked to become, it's time to walk out. No more delay, no more guilt, no more pretending the people who drain you aren't costing you momentum. This is the part where you stop asking who you might lose and start asking who you could become if you let go. This is the moment most people avoid, because it's the point of no return. You've seen how the field works. You've seen what's been holding you back. You've seen how your identity shapes the signal, and you've seen what you'll have to release to move forward. So now there's only one question left. Do you keep carrying the same story, the same frequency, the same circle that doesn't reflect your future, the same language that keeps your nervous system stuck in survival? Or do you make the shift? Fully. Not halfway, not when it's convenient, not when it's safe. But now. Because this doesn't respond to almost. It doesn't reward kinder. The field listens to decisiveness. And decisiveness is a signal. You either choose the identity that calibrates to abundance, or you keep broadcasting the version of you that chases it. And you know exactly which one you've been being. You don't need more time to think. You don't need to go journal about it. You don't need to check with anyone else. You've been waiting for a breakthrough. But the truth is, the field's always been waiting for you. And whether you felt ready or not, that choice rewired your field. Because once the identity shifts, everything else starts to organize around it. This is the moment most people never reach. They'll consume the content, repeat the affirmations, set the goals, and they'll wait for proof before they commit. But you didn't wait. You moved. You calibrated. And now everything about you is broadcasting something different. You're no longer hoping for abundance. You're holding the frequency that attracts it. You're no longer trying to be confident. You're carrying the tone of someone who expects to be trusted. You don't need to prove anything to the outside world. The shift happened internally. That's what changes the field. Not effort, not emotion, not perfect behavior, just a stable, consistent, undeniable signal. The kind of signal that doesn't flinch when results lag behind. The kind that doesn't beg for confirmation. The kind that says, "This is who I am, with or without the evidence. I am safe with wealth. I am trusted with abundance. I am the kind of person who lets abundance feel normal. And every time I speak it, I'm not saying it to believe it. I'm saying it because it's already true." That's how the nervous system rewires. That's how the identity becomes real. And that's how the field knows it's time to deliver. So, as this video comes to an end, Your old signal does too. And you're not leaving this the same. If this landed, if it hit something real in your system, then subscribe. Not to follow, but to stay calibrated, to keep the field clean, and to remember who you are when the world tries to make you forget.